Namaskaram. Welcome to day 82 of the Safe Soil Journey. Today being Nirjala Ekadashi, I hope all of you tried to fast. And I also attempted fasting without water today. This happened effortlessly for me. I didn't have to kind of push the system. Just once during the day, I was just about to take water because generally I'm used to taking water around that time, but then I remembered it being Nirjala Ekadashi, so I didn't take the water. So apart from that, I didn't have to kind of push my system, and it happened naturally for me. So if it happens like this for you, if you're able to build your system up with the right kind of sadhana, and if it happens naturally for you that you can manage without water, then that's great. Otherwise, it's not necessary for you to push your system and try to prove something or to do some physical feat. It's not like that. It's just that step by step you just build your system, slowly see how you can strengthen your system by the right kind of foods, right kind of practices. And you can start by at least fasting. Even if you take water, that's completely fine. And if you can just do that for 24 hours, and once you are able to do that effortlessly, then you can even try this. But this is something which traditionally people do on this particular Ekadashi, so it's not something which you should try and attempt for every Ekadashi. And at least if you can if you can just manage with water on every Ekadashi and fast for 24 hours, that itself will be a great thing. That means you have at least built your system to a certain way, in a certain direction, so that you can at least fast effortlessly. That is a good indication for you, which indicates that your system is stable enough and strong enough. So please see if you can do this. It happens every 14 days. Every 14 days there's an opportunity for you to fast on Ekadashi. So I would also love to hear from all of you. How was your experience today of fasting? If you can share with us in the comment section, how was your experience today fasting? It would be wonderful to hear from all of you. So I hope all of you are following the Safe Soil events online. And tomorrow Sadhguru will be in Nashik, and day after in Mumbai. So two big events happening, and couple of other events also planned in this particular month. So please see how you can take part if you're around. And today I just thought that we can continue about the programs, about the various Isha advanced programs which we were looking at before. We were covering various programs like Shakti Chalana Kriya, Guru Puja, Bhavaspandana. So we were looking at such programs. So today I thought we could speak about Samyama program, which is basically silence program which happens over a period of 7 to 8 days with Sadhguru. So this is one program which is conducted, and this doesn't have a fixed schedule as such. It depends on Sadhguru's availability when he wants to do such a program. So it's been almost now I think 3 years since we had this program. So I think more than 2.5 years, I think, and since we had this program. And people have been eagerly awaiting for this next program. So hopefully if things go well, it may happen either this year or next year. There is no news yet from the ashram about when this program is going to be scheduled next. And this program is considered a very intense program. The participants have to be in silence, and for one to do this program, you need to finish a few other programs with Isha, like the inner engineering program, the Shakti Chalana Kriya, the Shunya, the Bhavaspandana, and also Yogasanas. So these are the prerequisite programs for you to take part in this. So one thing which I remember for this particular program is that generally in Isha, for all the other programs, they encourage you to take part, whether it is Bhavaspandana or inner engineering or Shunya or Yogasanas or Hatha Yoga. So they encourage you to take part. But this is the only program where they kind of discourage you from taking part, because they want only very committed and intense seekers to do this program. What Sadhguru says is that if you're just looking for well-being, health and well-being, and all the tools necessary for you to lead a good life, then Bhavaspandana in engineering are more than enough. You don't need anything else. Only if you want to go beyond well-being, if there is a longing which has come in you where you want to explore the mechanics of creation, where you just want to know the source of the creation, and where just living a good life is not enough for you. You want to know the source. Only when such a longing has come, then something like Samyama is a great step. So, generally, for the Samyama program, there's an interview process if you fulfill all the eligibility criteria of doing the prerequisite programs. And during the interview, they usually gauge your commitment, whether you will be able to take part in the program and fulfill the requirements of the program. And what I've seen is generally we discourage people to take part in the program, and even in spite of that, if they are still adamant about taking part in the program, and they are determined that they'll be able to go through the program, because even before the program there's a lot of preparation which is required. For almost 40 to 48 days before the program, there are certain things which need to be done, like doing the practices twice a day, having only positive pranic food, eating at least 50% raw food, sitting in Ardha Siddhasana for few hours in a day, doing pranayam few hours in a day. Like this, there are various preparatory steps which are required for you to prepare your system. Otherwise, because in this program it involves sitting in meditation for long hours during the day, so if you haven't prepared your system well by eating the right kind of foods, by sitting the right kind of way, by practicing the right kind of sadhana, if you haven't prepared your system enough, then this will be like a torture for you, this program. So as part of the program preparation sadhana itself, they ask you to do so many things. So because of the intensity of the preparation and also the prerequisites, etc., so generally they don't want people to come unless they are very very committed to go through that in certain way. And also this is Sadhguru's time where he'll be physically present, so they want only people who are really longing to go through this program. So generally they discourage people from going through this program. But in spite of this, year after year we see that the numbers are increasing. I think the last program which they did, there are more than 4-5,000 people, I think, who had gone through the program, and so many more are waiting. And I think just recently they started doing the Bhavaspadana programs, the Shakti Chalana and Shunya programs, consistently, so that so many people who are waiting to do Samyama, at least they'll be eligible. So if such a longing has come, what Sadhguru says is that since there are about 8 limbs of yoga, you may have heard about them, like Yama, Niyama, Pranayama, Asana, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. You may have heard about these limbs of yoga. So what Sadhguru was mentioning, that Samyama is like a synthesis of the last 3 limbs of yoga, where you can reach meditative states. So generally in this program, Sadhguru initiates people into Samyama meditation, and this is something which is very very intense. And for me, this was one of the programs which when I just went through this program, I somehow felt that this is what I was waiting for from such a long time, because I was always looking to do something where my life can move beyond just doing yoga for a few hours, and where meditativeness, or where being in yoga for 24 hours, I can work towards that. So Samyama was such a program. When I went through that, it became kind of a possibility that if I just practice this can become my life breath, and this is something which I can try to keep up for 24 hours. So this is something which has been very close to me, this program, and I have volunteered in this program a couple of times and even participated a couple of times. Earlier it was open for people to participate as many times as they wish. People used to come year after year and go through the program. Then when Sadhguru saw that the number of people are increasing, and also many people are just repeating every year, so then after that he kind of made another new program called as Samyama Sadhana, where he said that those who have gone through the Samyama program, they can just do the Samyama Sadhana program, which is much shorter, for about 5 days, and where they can refresh the practices. The Samyama program which he himself conducts, that can be only for the first timers. And Samyama Sadhana is led by teachers, it's conducted by teachers, and that can be open to people who have completed Samyama program, and that they can do any number of times. It usually happens few times in a year. So since then I have attended Samyama Sadhana programs regularly. Every year I try to go for Samyama Sadhana programs, and the Samyama program is now open only to first timers. So just being in silence for about a week, this itself is like something which most people can never imagine doing. So it requires a lot of preparation, and if you just prepare right, then this can be a turning point in your life. So if you're looking forward to do such a program, then if that longing has come, and if you're ready to go through the preparation and whatever it involves, then you can start preparing by completing the prerequisite programs like the engineering program, the Bhavaspandana program, the Shunya intensive program, which includes Shunya and Shakti Chalana Kriya, and then also the Yogasanas program. If these programs you can try to finish, then at least this year, then there's a possibility that when the Samyama program is announced, you can even apply for the same. So if you want to know more details about these programs, which I mentioned as prerequisites, you can look at the previous soil sadhana videos. I've spoken about each of these programs in detail. So if those of you have done the Samyama program, you can also feel free to share your experience, how it has been for you going through the Samyama program, and how things have changed for you ever since then, or if you have attended Samyama sadhana program, you can share your experience about the same. So look forward to hear from you, and it would be nice if we can continue the intensity and share about the safe soil events for the next 2.5 weeks or so which we have left. So please see if we can continue to do that. Namaskar.